Hi everybody and welcome to EAC 297. This week is basically just an introduction to our course, sort of what to expect from Myths and Legends. There are two documents that are going to help you navigate this course, one of which is the course outline, and that is mandated by the School of English and Liberal Studies at Seneca College, and the other is the course schedule. The course schedule is particular to our section, and the course schedule involves dates and assignments, things like that. This video is going to be, we're going to go over the course outline, the one that is mandated by the college. So in order to access the course outline, you want to click on our course over here on the left, NBA, or your section may be different, but it'll be over here on the left. Okay, and it'll load our course. So in order to find the course outline, you click on course information. And there'll be several documents available to you here. I'm going to go over all of them, but in this video, we're just going to be discussing the course outline. So in order to access it, you click this, and it'll bring you to Seneca College's website. Our course is EAC 297. There's no space. Click Enter, and then select School. We want the School of English and Liberal Studies, Newnham, not Con Ed. That's different. And here we have the course outline for Myths and Legends. And again, this is college-wide, and it is mandated by the college. So this is a very lengthy document. I'm not going to read the whole thing. A lot of it you can figure out on your own. Things like the learning outcomes. You can read that on your own, and the essential employability skills. Hopefully by the end of the course you will take all of this away from it, but I'm not going to read it all here. The first thing to go over is cheating and plagiarism. It's an unpleasant place to start, but I do have to mention it. Ours is an entirely online course. Okay, the only thing you have to be present for is the midterm exam in week 7. Okay, everything else is online, so it's really easy to cheat. Okay, but unfortunately, it's also really easy to get caught. Any assignment you submit to our course is passed automatically through academic honesty software that will pick up on plagiarism. I also check other sources for instances of plagiarism. It's very easy to cheat, but it's very easy to get caught, and it's an unpleasant result when you do get caught. Basically, I'm asking you nicely at the beginning of the course, please do not cheat. Okay, there will be tutorials on this in the virtual classroom, but cheating is defined as taking someone else's ideas and passing them off as your own. Most commonly now it's students cutting and pasting information from websites into their own work and passing it off as their own. Even if you've reworded it, so you've cut and pasted from Wikipedia or whatever, or different sections from different websites, and you've reworded it, if it's someone else's ideas, it's plagiarism. Okay, and the result is unpleasant. I have to fill out an academic honesty report. A committee has to meet to discuss your instance of academic honesty violation, and then a mark is placed on your transcript, and it remains there until you graduate. And if it is your second or third offense, you can be kicked out of your program in the college. Basically, it's really unpleasant for you and for me. I'd rather not have to fill out any academic honesty reports this term, so please avoid it. If you're ever unsure about whether or not something is plagiarism, you can always email me and I'll be honest and tell you. Okay, scrolling down here, accommodations for students with disabilities. It used to be that you would deal directly with me, with your professors. However, now there is a policy whereby students must work through counseling and accessibility services to attain an accommodation, and then your counselor will deal with me. So I can only deal with your counselor through counseling and accessibility services. That being said, I do appreciate it when students remind me, like say for example approaching the midterm, that they need to write in the test center and that they need double time. It's not mandatory, I don't expect it of you, but I do appreciate it just so I can remember, I have a lot of students, that you need double time, and I will make sure that you have the necessary accommodations. However, either way, if you have an accommodation letter, your counselor needs to email it to me. Okay, that's how it works now. We work through counselors. And also, I should mention here that it's usually a better idea to start early with an an accommodation letter. They get swamped towards the end of the term, so if you need an accommodation letter, go see them now or soon at the beginning of the term. EAC 150 is a prereq for our course. Again, some more information about what we'll be studying. Prescribed texts, it's not the addendum that lists this. The prescribed text is in the course schedule. They've changed the name. I'll go over that when we go over the course schedule. The promotion policy is the same as it is for many other courses. Just one more thing I want to draw your attention to here. couple of things down here. Exams for online courses. Final exam held at Newnham. We do not have a final exam. I have tried to change this wording, but I have been unsuccessful. I have no control over this document. So we do not have a final exam on our course. After week 13, when the research essay is submitted, we are done. Or week 12, rather, is when it's due. Modes of evaluation, here it says right here. Term work is 75%, and the midterm, which takes the place of the exam, is worth 25. For our course, you need to be physically present at Newnham campus in order to write the midterm. Okay? It is college policy for online courses that students need to be physically present for one piece of writing. In our case, it is the midterm. Normally it's the final, but in this case it's the midterm. You have to be there. I'm sorry for this. I usually try and get 2 or 3 different blocks at Newnham campus every term, so you can choose whichever one you want, but you do have to physically drive to Newnham campus and try and make arrangements with your other professors. I will do my best to get the information to you very early on regarding date and time so that you can make the necessary arrangements. I will also post lots and lots of reminders. If we scroll down here a little more, missed tests, late assignments, participation. This is standard for most courses. To go over this, my policy with missed tests and assignments, if you're going to miss an assignment, I need to know the day of or before and have a valid reason. Okay, so if you're going to miss one of the tests, for example, because you've had a medical emergency and you email me, I usually try and make accommodations so that you can write it at a different time or whatever. Please note that being swamped with other courses is not really a valid reason. It's the same for everybody. But with a valid reason, let me know the day of or before. Very often students will email me a week and a half after it was due, once I posted the grades, because they've realized they got a 0 on an assignment they didn't even know had been assigned. In that case, I can't grant a rewrite. It's just you haven't been keeping up on what we're doing. But if you have a legitimate concern, I do my best to accommodate. I understand that this is not probably the most important course on your plate right now, so I try and work with you. Attendance and participation for online courses. Down here, I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim, but basically what it says is that you got to show up. You have to check the virtual classroom, and you need to check it often. With an online subject, I know a lot of you probably chose it for scheduling purposes. You don't actually have to be in a classroom every week. You only have to show up for the midterm. And I understand that, believe me. However, it's also really easy to fall behind in an online course. You go 2 or 3 weeks without, or even a week, without checking the virtual classroom to find out what's going on, and you've missed 5 or 6 different assignments. So it's really easy to fall behind. Participation, check regularly. Email me if you don't understand things. Make sure you know what's coming up. If you don't, you can always ask me. That is what I'm here for. Okay. However, you have to show up. You have to be checking back in the virtual classroom regularly. So really briefly, that is the course outline for EAC 297 Myths and Legends. In the subsequent video below, we're going to be going over the course schedule, used to be called the course outline.